And just in case you're wondering why we're doing this, it's quite simple. The biggest problem we have in the coffee world is people, they don't know how to extract their coffee properly. Over the last fortnight, I've been looking at some cafes, coffee shops, east to west, and the average time for the espresso to be extracted from the coffee machines is about 14 seconds. What we're looking for is about 22 to 28. I've spoken to several people, and what they've said to me is, well, we really don't know how to work out a proper extraction time. Very, very simple. Rule of thumb is we're looking for 28 seconds for a coffee to start and finish. For a shot of coffee, we call that extraction time. And if we make a grind finer, it's going to come through slower. If we make it coarser, it's going to come through faster. The rule of thumb with that is, or the best way to remember it, is 2 buckets, one with sand and one with stones. Put the same amount of water in both buckets and see what one comes through the fastest. Bearing in mind you need holes in the bottom. And you'll probably find that the stones that will come straight through and the sand that will come through, and it will take a very, very long time. The thing about it is, grinding burrs and how we set a grinder is using these things. We call them grinding burrs. You'll probably know them as, quite simply, grinding blades. They come in different shapes. Well, don't come in different shapes, they come in different sizes. This one here is 53 mils, and this one here is 57 mils. And they don't grind coffee, guys, they actually cut it. So it's very important that they're always sharp and you get a proper grind. On the grinder itself, you'll probably see round about the neck part, which is on here, the grinding burrs are in there, and the bottom one is attached to the motor, and the top one's the one that you adjust. On this grinder, if we turn it anti-clockwise using this little adjustment ring, this little bit at the back on the on-demand grinder, you'll find that that will make your grind coarse, finer, and if we do it clockwise, then we're going to increase the gap in our grinding burrs, and it's going to make it coarser, which means it's going to come through faster. Remember, we're looking for 22 to 28 seconds. It's as simple as that. It's a little micro adjustment, clockwise or anti-clockwise, and that will adjust your grind. And then you should be getting a shot of coffee 22 to 28 seconds on average. It's not sacrosanct. You may have a coffee that might require a little bit more or a little bit less time. Remember, under 22 seconds, you're going to be weak, underdeveloped and under-extracted, wishy-washy for the want of a better technical term. And if you go over the 28, then you're going to find it's over-extracted, the extraction's slower, it will become more bitter, a lot more acids in your coffee. I'm not talking about the acidity, I'm talking about the chlorogenic family of acids. You're going to have chlorogenic acids, you're going to have caffeinic acid, and you're going to have 1 or 2 other formic acids coming, not formic acid, lactic acids coming through, and that's what gives you that horrible bitter taste in your coffee. Now that's how you adjust your grinder. Very, very easy. But what I want to talk to you about is adjusting an on-demand grinder, which requires a little bit more knowledge. If we make big adjustments to our grind, then you'll probably find that you're going to have to adjust your time so you get the same amount of coffee in your portafilter or your group handle. So if we make it much, much finer, we may have to increase the time, and if we make it a lot coarser, believe it or not, you're going to have to decrease your time. Because these things here, on-demand grinders, which today is all about, is reducing or increasing your time for the machine to grind that coffee. Now if we can get our cameraman here to come a little bit closer, we'll zoom in on our timing so you can see how it's done. Now it's very, very simple. As you can see, we have a screen, double shot, and on here it's 3.05 seconds. That's going to give me 18 grams of coffee. If I had to make a major adjustment and I had to make my grind an awful lot finer, then I've got to increase that time. It's so simple to do, and it's something you don't want to be frightened about. Push in your adjustment button, and in a couple of seconds your screen will change. We've got 1 and then we have 2. So that's my double shot. If I push that again, you'll see I'm on 3.05 seconds. But we've adjusted the grinder and we want to make it we're making it a lot finer. So we want to take our time up, and it's simple turning it that way or turning it that way. So say we took it up to 3.35, that's going to give us an extra couple of grams of coffee. Program it in, turn out, hit exit, press the button, and that's my new time. So all we would have to do then is take off our portafilter, make sure it's nice and clean, dose it in. There's my shot of coffee, level it down, and that will be around about the 18 gram mark. Touch, press, push, polish, give it a blessing, and take it across onto a grinder, onto an espresso machine, and shot of coffee, job done. That's all you have to do to adjust your grind to get crema coming through like that, getting the proper extraction, and once you've set your grinder, that's your job done. But keep looking at it during the day. Now, if you like this, you can give us an email, let us know if you have any more further questions. Next week, all being well, we're going to show you how you can save yourself quite a few pounds. Quite simply, we're going to show you how to take these out of your grinder, how you can replace them. All you have to do is get the grinding burrs, blades, and save yourself an engineer's call out. Talk to you next week. Thanks for everything.